Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hermitcraft. Tango here in Hermit Thrills again. Where else would we be? And today, guys, we have a project. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot. This is probably going to be a two-parter because it's a big, big project. We're going to be putting in our second real attraction here in Hermit Thrills, and I am excited about it. Very, very excited. It's going to be a big one, and I have a feeling this may turn out to be the most fun attraction in the park. If it works out the way I'm hoping to, this thing is going to be great. It's a multiplayer attraction. Yeah, a little bit of competitive action going on there. But what I need to do first, I'll get into the details in a little bit. I have a hole I got to dig first, okay? I kind of have some iron blocks pegged out here, here, over there, here, and here, and here. And that's roughly going to be the surface area I need. So you can see I have to kind of I'm going to move the road and kick it back a little bit. These roads are just kind of temporary to eyeball things in. And given how far back Lucky Break is, I think this road could stand to go that way a little bit and just slope out the hill a little bit. So I'm going to do that, maybe a little terraforming and stuff. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get to that later. In case it's not obvious, the awkwardness of how I'm moving my camera behind me is some spoilers. So I'm going to be doing my best to point my camera in this direction today during this episode. So in case it seems awkward, that's why. We don't like spoilers. So yeah, I got a hole to dig, and I'm going to kick that guy on haste and tear through this guys. And we're going to kick it off with super fast, ultra fast, time lapse of awesomeness. Ready, go, done. That's how you do a time lapse right there. I might have sped it up a little bit too much, maybe. What do you think? A little too fast on that one? I don't know, maybe. Best part about that time lapse, I didn't have to pick a song. Love it. All right, here we go. We got a big old hole here, and thanks to haste 2, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, here we go. We got a game here. I'll stop teasing you guys and tell you what it is we're gonna do here. All right, with this big old hole here. You guys might be saying, "What are you building? You can't build a hole that big there." But listen, here's the deal. Okay, most of this is gonna be underground. Missed my jump, parkour master. Most of this is gonna be underground. Okay, that right there, that block is the center point, and then that what I'm standing on, and that is gonna kind of make like a circle. And that's pretty much the part that's going to be above ground, okay? So, this road here, right here, is going to actually be able to get kicked over a little bit, and then all that's going to get covered up, and then down here, you can see I actually went below the road a little bit there, and then down here, that's all going to get covered up and stuff, so it's definitely not going to be as big as it looks here. But anyway, enough babbling. What are we doing here? All right. Those of you who have played old Nintendo games, and I think it's been ported to quite a few other games at this point, have you ever heard of a game called Bomberman? Now, I know many of you right now are going, oh yeah, I have, because it's a classic. It's a classic. If you've been playing games on consoles for any amount of years, chances are you've played Bomberman. So for those of you that don't know, Bomberman is a game where it has a couple of modes, but I'm talking about the player versus player mode here. You're pretty much thrown into a map, and you are given bombs, and your goal is to kind of blow up the other guy. And you get power-ups and stuff like that, and you run around in this blocky maze, and you're dropping bombs on each other, and you kind of have to avoid what the other guy is doing. He's dropping bombs in your face, you're dropping bombs in his face, and you have to try not to get blown up while you're blowing the other guy up. It'll make more sense in a little bit, okay? Let's hop down here. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making my Minecraft version of Bomberman, okay? It's going to be pretty epic, okay? This is going to be the size of the area down here, of the arena, I guess you could call it, okay? So much to talk about, All right, so let me try to explain. There's going to be these corridors, and I'm oversimplifying greatly right now, okay? Maybe there'll be stuff like this, little mazy type stuff all over the place, okay? And it's all going to be too high, so you're not even going to be able to see over these blocks, and there's probably going to even be a roof above your head. Now, the important thing is the entire floor... Man, my frame rate's dropping here. The entire floor is going to be covered in water, okay? You're going to be walking through water the entire time. So that's obviously going to slow you down, but I think that's good because first and foremost, when someone drops TNT down, if you run full speed, it's pretty trivial to get out of the way in time. But when you're in water, it's definitely going to add a little sense of panic to it, okay? What else? Oh, yeah, the entire floor below that is going to be all directly powered by redstone, okay? So anywhere that you drop TNT, boom, it's going to instantly ignite and be lit. So you don't have to carry around, what do you call it? Don't have to carry around flint and steel with you. What else? Okay, there's going to be power-ups sprinkled throughout the maze that you can pick up, okay? So in like these little cubby holes, you may come over here. Feels like my frame rate is much worse than it is right now. Does it feel choppy to you guys? Or is it just some kind of illusion down here with the rocks? Weird. Anyway, you might come over here, like, say this was like a little cubby here, and then down in the hole there may be a chest, and you have to peek in, open it up, and inside the chest is going to be power-ups, which may be obviously TNT, right? You're gonna have to walk around the map to pick up more and more TNT. There's going to be some blocks, I think, because you might want to use blocks to kind of like corner the guy in. Let's see if I can show an example here. You know, if I knew a guy was like right going in there, I may go like block, you know, suppose that was over, and then kind of trap him in there, and then TNT inside so he can't get out, okay? Because you're going to go into this game naked, completely buck naked, no food, no tools, no nothing. Everything you get to kill the other guy is going to be given to you on the inside. I may have you start out with like a stack of TNT or something, not a stack, but like maybe 5 TNT or something, just to be able to defend yourself early on. But mostly it's going to be, you're going to have to scour the area here looking for the little power-up hidden chests. Okay, they're obviously not going to be, you know, that hidden. You'll know where they are real quick. But it's all going to be randomized. What's in the chest is going to cycle. So there'll be something in the chest, and then if you take it and you come back a few minutes later, some other reward is going to cycle in there. There are going to be little randomizers on each one, so the rewards will be completely random. What else? There's going to be, like, one of the power-ups, for instance, maybe Death Strider boots to get you around quicker because you're going to be in water. So a Depth Strider 1 or even a Depth Strider 2, you may get those. Food, food might be a problem. You know, I have so many little ideas. I'm probably not going to go into all of them now, but I already built like a real rough prototype in creative, and I played with a friend of mine real quick, not even all the features, and it was a blast, okay? So, all right. What's next, okay? The idea is you're going to go up there, okay? That's the room you're going to walk into. Those 4 iron blocks there at the 4 kind of sides there are where you're going to stand. You're going to stand like directly on top of that iron block. Everyone will like pull a lever or something. I'm not sure yet how it'll start, but basically the game's going to start and everyone's going to fall. And then you're going to splash in the water right here and it's just go. And you got to hunt the other guys down, look for items, look for power-ups, not be, you know, seen by them if possible. There's going to be a ton of obstructions, so you're not going to be able to just see across. It's not going to be wide open like this. It's going to be very, like, peeking around through corners like this and kind of like, you know, see somebody just, like, throw a TNT, like, over there at their feet or something and duck away. It's going to be cool, all right? So I think what I need to do now is probably get... I gotta do the redstone on the floor. All right, I need to think. I think what I need to do is actually get the redstone-powered floor, because I was debating putting... the entire floor out of redstone blocks, and while we do have a lot of redstone, that's a bit too excessive on the redstone blocks, and it may mess up other redstone devices. So I think what I'm probably going to do is just torch everything and then put blocks on top of that. So let me put a little bit more thought into this and what needs to be done from the bottom up here, and I'll get back to you. Here we go. And we're back. All right, so I got a little bit more planning here on what's going to be what in terms of heights and everything. So let me explain a little bit of what's going on here. So we got... Up there again is like the center point of the whole thing at the floor, like where that stone plus sign is the room that you'll be standing in when you're, you know, getting ready to play the game. That, and that are the blocks that you're going to stand on when you're ready to fall into the game. Okay, up here. Right here, this is going to be the playing surface, okay? This is where the water is going to be sitting right on top of, and this is going to be roof, okay? So you're going to be walking through too high with water at your feet everywhere, okay? Down here, where I'm on now is where all the torches are going to be, and that's what's going to power the floor. I think that's the easiest way to do it, unless I'm missing something. I mean, that should be dirt cheap. Just spam down a few hundred torches, whatever they are, and we'll be done with it. So no wiring, no anything, just torches everywhere, and that gets every block automatically powered, of course. So yeah, that's the playable area. Like I said, redstone torches there, and then down here there's just gonna be some clearance. Okay, the chests that are randomized are gonna be down at this level, and I'm gonna have to build like little redstone swapperoo doodads to rotate the items out. That'll all be down at this level. I may do more down at this level depending on how energetic I get. Like, there's a whole bunch of issues revolving around, when the match is over, do I want to make attempts to like automatically recycle items out and resort them back in and just bleh. I don't know. We'll see. I have a feeling a lot of this is going to require me to come down here once in a while and restock the chest, but that's okay, I think. So, all right, the next thing I need to do then is probably I'm just going to take this and, you know what, just going to make a whole layer of iron. Okay, most of the thing's going to be made out of iron, in case you guys couldn't tell already. A, it's plentiful. B, it's bright. I think it'll be good. And whoa, Invisiblock. I hate that bug. So yeah, I'm gonna make the whole thing out of iron and get this level in, and then I'll start putting the torches down where the maze-like pathing is gonna go, so that we can put the blocks on top of it. Here we go. Anybody got a redstone torch? Anybody? Anybody? No? All right, I'll go get some, I guess. So yeah, I just decided to go ahead and spam the whole floor here with redstone torches. Mostly because I don't want to, like, if I want to change where the floor goes or where the pathway goes in this thing while I'm up there, I don't want to have to worry about if there's a torch underneath or not. So, just spammed them all. I don't know about frame rate here. I think once I cover these blocks up, which is what's going to happen, I'm hoping that they won't be rendered and therefore shouldn't be an issue. They don't count toward entity counts or anything like that, so I think it shouldn't be an issue, but I'll keep my eye on it for lag. If it is a problem, yeah, I don't know what to do. I can come down and take some of them out, but alright, the next thing we're going to do now is actually put the floor in for the maze. So that right there is the center point. Right there. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get the whole floor in and the first pass of the walls in. It should be interesting when we get back. Here we go. Progress. We're making progress. Yeah, we got the floor in and the kind of the first tier, I guess, or first little thing of walls in everywhere, and I'm liking it. So this is the maze that we're going to be dealing with. Okay, now it may look pretty constricted right now, but I think you'll see that once we get in here, that and once you see what I'm going to do with the walls, your mind will be put at ease. Rest not, my child. All right, let me explain a little bit about my theories about what's going on here before I get the full walls in, and it gets to be a pain to navigate. So this is the area. This is the area where things are going to be getting blown up, body parts are going to be going flying, dismemberment, all that kind of glorious things are going to be happening here. Now, you'll see in each of the four corners, there, and there. That one's kind of hard to see, but this one over here is a good example. We'll do this one. I'm going to be putting power-ups in each of the four corners, okay? Again, with the randomized chests and everything, but you'll notice, like, it's kind of like hidden away here. You got to come in here. You got to hook around this corner and go back here and look down, and the chest will be right down there, okay? Obviously, there's a significant risk associated with coming back here because you're in a one-way tunnel in here, around here. If someone sees you, like, right here as you're going for it and they're close by, you're in some serious trouble, okay? But it's a risk versus reward payoff, which is a key element of any good game design. You come in here, and this is the kind of place where you'll get, like, Depth Strider boots or armor or who knows, maybe healing potion or something. I don't know. I have yet to decide where all the power-ups are going to be. But each of the four corners has those kind of high risk but high reward payoffs, okay? And then at four of the sides, this being one of them right here, so right there is going to be one. And again, these walls are all going to be built up higher and stuff, so you can't obviously do what I'm doing here. Right here is going to be one. And then over here is going to be one, and the last of the four is going to be right here. Voila. Okay? These are going to be your more mild, easily attainable, lower risk rewards, and that's probably where you'll get like the bulk of your TNT and blocks and things like that. And then in the middle here, I think I'm going to put one actually in the middle too. Not sure what I'm going to do there yet because there's a little bit of a risk associated coming in here because it's kind of open and you're obviously in striking distance of somebody if you're here, and plus you're looking down. Like, oh, I wonder what's my face. It's going to be one of those jobs. So I'll probably put a decent reward in there. I want people to kind of pull them in and feel like they need to come here and check this every once in a while to kind of keep the action going. So yeah, that's the idea. Is I want you to kind of obviously walk around and pick up these rewards. One of the things when I was prototyping this, one of the things I realized that's kind of a huge bummer is I totally forgot, of course, name tags. Totally forgot about name tags. So it's pretty easy, unfortunately. Like, even if you're here, you pretty much know where everyone is because of the name tags, which is a bummer. I wish there was an option. I don't think there's an option. Is there an option to turn name tags off? The only thing I know is you can like F1 it, but then you can't see your hotbar. I don't know. I wish they would add an option to turn off name tags. That would be fantastic. But alas, we do not have such luxuries. I do not believe. All right, so let me explain a little bit about what I'm going to do with the walls here. Like, you'll see, like, this is a good example right here, right? We got, like, this 2 and 2 here, and it looks like it's just going to cover that all up. But in reality, what I'm probably going to do is something like, let's see here. I'm making this up, and this is not definitely going to be final here, okay? But I may do something like this, all right? So it's still impassable. So everywhere you see that these walls are, it represents impassability, but it doesn't represent vision blocking, okay? Because this is a good example here. Like, I could easily strike through here, strike over there with a TNT, and blast people through the holes here, like, you know, where they don't even see it coming, which is the best part. And I decided to go with slabs up here, okay? Because it prevents your movement. It restricts your long distance visibility. But more importantly, one of the issues, I didn't even talk about the water in here. I probably should. So I started and I was going to make this whole thing out of obsidian, okay? Because then it's just like free walking, everything's great, blowing up, everything's good. That had some major problems though. One of them being obsidian, walking around in an obsidian maze on YouTube would look horrible. It would be so dark and it'd be meh, you know? But plus it also limits what we can and can't do, right? You have to always be worried about destructible environments and stuff and just the blast blowing things up. So I switched to water, actually. I was brainstorming with Impulse, actually, and he suggested just doing it in water, and we kind of refined the idea a little bit, and we came up with what we have now, and I really like the water on the ground for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the TNT blowing up in the water, the key component, if it's not obvious to you, is that it doesn't destroy any blocks. It completely neutralizes all block-breaking power gizmos of the TNT, okay? But it does still damage you, so it's perfect, right? So we don't have to worry about destroying our environment. We can do whatever we want here. We can have movable blocks, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And oh yeah, so because there's going to be, I was trying to remember, like, what was I talking about? The slabs here, okay? I'm putting them on top there for obviously to reduce visibility and stuff. Obviously, I still want them to block movement, but I'm not putting things on the ground here because I want to have as much ground cover covered by water as possible, okay? Because one of the things to be concerned about is, like, let me see if I can find an example somewhere, and you'll see that's why I have this extra bit over here too. If there was a strip that was just like, losing my voice, if there was a strip that was like this, okay, for sake of argument, and this was water in here, and you came in here and you're like, TNT, TNT, right? And you put 2 TNT next to each other, when you broke them, you wouldn't get the water streams wouldn't reconnect, and you wouldn't have infinite sources there again, okay? So by maximizing the water coverage, and I don't remember which one of these I placed here. I'll figure it out later. Whatever, doesn't matter. By maximizing the water coverage, I can place TNT pretty much anywhere now, and there's always going to be 2 water blocks next to it at some form or another. So that's the goal, is that, you know, every block has at least 2 water blocks covering it. It's not the case in all of them, so I imagine after many games I'll probably have to come down here and fix some of the water, but so be it. That's fine. All right, anyways, more progress needs to be made. So next up, I think, is what I'm going to do is finalize all the walls and do all of this stuff. And that's going to require some finesse, you know, decide where I want it to go all the way down and where I want it to be bottom slabs like that. Because I really feel in my gut that is going to be the key to whether this is going to be fun or not, okay? For instance, if I didn't put any of these slabs and it was all really wide open, the game wouldn't have a mystery. It would just be like, okay, you're there. I can always see you trivially. And that would just kind of suck. So, and the alternative, if I make it too, you know, if I put iron blocks everywhere, you know, like this, and just go crazy, you're not gonna be able to see, and it's just gonna be like poof, you know, and it's gonna be too chaotic. There's not gonna be any of that sneaky. What you want is that, like, oh, I see a guy over there. Where is he? Get him, you know, and then you kind of duck away and dodge his TNT. You want that, like, that finesse. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all this in here, and we're going to see how it looks and how it feels to maneuver down here. So here is something I wanted to show you guys. I almost forgot, but this is something that Impulse and I did on our live stream, our Thursday night live stream last week, and we had so much fun. So many derp moments, but it was definitely a good time. So here's what we worked on. I'm going to have to do this again at an odd camera angle because of spoilers, but bear with me as I slide my way through here. Welcome to Hermit Thrills. Woo! I love the greeting there. I love it. Oh man. So that I love that. Look at that effect. Look at derailed. Derailed. the render distance on the banners. But yeah, this is a let me back up here. Awkward. Okay, so I put in we put in all these dispensers facing up. They're all timed up underground with redstone and stuff. So that's the idea. It's very crude right now. I think in an episode coming up fairly shortly, I'm gonna kind of revamp this area and polish it up a little bit and maybe make like an underground automatic distribution system for the fireworks and stuff. This is one of those things like that we can do now. I mean, this fireworks right here and what I'm doing, which I'll talk about in a second, but these are things that we can do now that we have crazy farms on the server. It's starting to open us up. You know, we can make tons of fireworks because we have ridiculous amounts of gunpowder. You know, we can make this crazy thing over here because we have tons of iron and the tons of gunpowder for the TNT and just, you know, everything we have now I'm at a happy point because we can start doing projects and not really have to worry about resources. So time for the creativity to start. So yeah, expect in a near episode me to be not awkwardly avoiding situations, but to be reworking on this, and we may do something with the helicopter, but don't you worry. And then over here you can see I covered this up. Okay, the hole gone, hole not gone. No one would even know that there is a crazy huge underground abomination blow 'em up in the face game down there. So you can see that it's going to be concealed quite nicely. There's going to be, again, this is that's the center point right there, and then these little spots right here, this one, that one, and one over there somewhere are the drop spots. So you're gonna be standing here, you can push your lever, boom, you know, fall right into the maze below, which let us go check out. Show you what I did down here. Oh, stuck. Okay, here we go. This is the corridor now. You can see, like I said, it's all too high now, and I randomized where there are top slabs versus where it's like totally just opaque and solid like that. And it's pretty close. It's right about where I want to be in terms of visibility and maze-like. It's not too much of a maze. You can pretty much get around where you want to, but at the same time, you can't see across the whole thing. It's going to be a lot of like, oh, I saw their feet go. Where are they? And they're going to have to follow their name tag, of course. But it's going to be a lot of like bobbing and weaving. You're going to be in here and someone's going to throw a TNT in your face and you're going to be like, you know, trying to get away from the explosion. The comedy is going to be real. It's going to be real. So, all right, what's next? You're probably wondering what this is. This is one of maybe like 8 or so of these little module contraption things I'm going to put in here. Those of you that know redstone are probably going to guess what it is. It is a 50-50 randomizer, okay? We've got our one item there that does stack and our one item there that does not stack. And every time I send a signal to this guy, that guy right there, it basically it allows the item in the hopper down there, which is pointing into the dropper, to go back in, and then immediately when this turns back on, it shoots one of the items back up into the hopper, which is locked. So pretty good 50-50 randomizer here, pretty compact. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to sprinkle a bunch of these around, and what it's doing is randomizing this piston here, whether it's extended or not, and you can see it's obviously going to either close or not close certain pathways in here, which is going to, you know, so every time they hit the start button and the challenge starts and the people drop in, I'm also going to send a redstone signal to each of these randomizers. So every time you play, the maze is going to be a little bit different each time. Not significantly, but enough to make you go, my standard routes of navigation have failed me. I must use my brain. And that's the goal here. So yeah, I'm going to sprinkle a bunch of those in, and what else? I think I need to get the chest. I can't even find my own way in through here. Going over to the high risk area here. I need to get the chests in down here and start thinking about how to wire those up. But honestly, at this point, oh wait, one more thing. Hang on, sit tight. You were about to close the video, weren't you? You were. Don't do it. Now, one more minor things I wanted to show here is I want to. Thanks to Mr. XB Crafted and his copious amounts of sea lanterns that he provides all of us hermits, I'm thinking of doing like the sea lanterns for the roof everywhere in here, okay? I was thinking about doing glowstone on the bottom, but it was too much, and I think the sea lanterns go with the iron and kind of keep that whole very clean look, I guess you could say, in here. Because when someone drops TNT, I want that bright red, be like, whoa, you know, I want you to have to just run for your life, and I want it to be very clear that there's TNT out. So this is a general idea of what it's going to be like. Obviously, the water's not in. I'm gonna save the water till the end for obvious reasons, because it's gonna be a pain to navigate in here. But that's what we're looking at. I think that's what we're looking at. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, this is gonna be a 2-part episode. This is a big project. So I think in between episodes now, I'm gonna get all these hooked up, and I'm gonna get pretty much all the redstone hooked up, and get it close to ready to play. Next time we will. What will we do next time? Next time we'll try to play, and we'll probably build the exterior out there and get the game all ready to go. And if we're lucky, I'll see if I can find some victims to come play the game and let me blow them up. But I am super excited about this. Like the amount of TNT, I've already crafted like 10 or 15 stacks of TNT. Just crazy resource gathering. So it's gonna be worth it though. I'm crazy excited to play this game. So I think that's going to do it for today, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. What I want from you, though, before you click off, okay, the couple things I want. First, I need a name for this game, okay? Now, my default right now is to call it Bomberman, okay? And that's good, right? I'm totally happy with calling it Bomberman. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft or whoever it is that owns the rights to it, or I don't even know who it is, isn't going to come banging on my door because I used it. So I am happy with Bomberman. I think it's a fun name. But if you have a more clever name for this game, let me know. Something to do with bombs, explosion, kaboom, mutating, kerpowie, whatever it is. All right, let me know about what you think for a good name. Number 2, the other thing I want to hear from you guys in the comments, not in the description. Only I can write in the descriptions. That's weird. In the comment section, I want any ideas that you think, and this is an important one. Any ways that you think this game could be improved. I want to hear about it, okay? Like I said, there's going to be various power-ups that you pick up. So if you can think of any ideas for power-ups, for instance, that you think would be interesting, whether they're common or rare, doesn't matter. I want to hear about those. If you can think of any ways to change the maze a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to gut the whole thing and start over, so don't suggest anything drastic. One of the ideas I had was to have the actual environment itself randomly drop TNT in. And I might try that, but it depends how costly that's going to be as far as TNT goes, right? Because, I may have it where just like every 30 seconds, one of, 6 dispensers that are in the ceilings just randomly kind of poops out of TNT and it'll just be like, whoop, whoop, kind of catches you off guard. That might be fun. Other ideas like that, other things to maybe do with the floor if you guys have ideas or whatever you want. All you guys together are way smarter than me, so I want to hear what the ideas are. Drop those in the comment, and that's specifically why I'm stopping this video at this point, because it still gives me time to incorporate some of your ideas. So I will definitely be reading the comments and responding to the ones that I think are pretty cool, and the ones that I think I'll put in, I definitely will respond to. So let me hear what you guys think. I'm tired of staring at these white blocks, and I'm going to end it here. Let me know what you think of this game and what we can do with it. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. This is Tango. I am out.